the Mimbres tribe. And you don't have to copy any designs. If you want to, you can. I try to accommodate for every level. So if you're not, if you don't feel confident in your drawing skills, that's why I do provide those for you. So like this example here. And we're going to learn today how to make a basic pinch pot. And you can keep it circular, or you can actually shape it into a square like this student did. Okay? And this student actually used the imagery on Classroom. And I will show you how to do that today. So after we get our pinch pot done, you're then going to start carving using your tools, your design in the front and the back. You can go in any order you want. I recommend starting in the front and the inside first, and then doing this part last. Okay? Once you get done, we're gonna paint them front and bottom. So this is a really nice one that a student did with a monarch butterfly, caterpillar on top. Really nice design. So everybody's doing a good job. I can hear it going. You're just gently, remember, we're wedging the clay gently, pushing all the air bubbles out. Try and slow down a little bit. I see some people moving pretty fast. If you do it fast, you're just going to make your clay dry, and you're also going to start to get cracks on the outside because your hands are warm, remember, so it's going to warm that clay. So just move slow, and then after you wedge it out, then you're going to put it in your hand like you're playing softball, and you're just gently tapping and moving it around so that it forms into an even ball. Everybody there? If it's not even and if it's flat, that means that you're pushing down too hard. Remember when I talked about when you're working with the clay, be gentle. Pretend like it's an animal or a small human. You're going to be gentle. The clay responds. Well, the clay responds to minimal touches. If anybody's having difficulty and needs my help, you can always come up here, stand next to me, and I can help you. So if anybody needs to, you don't have to ask. Just come on up and I'll help you. Okay, so everybody here, yes, we got our ball nice and round. The next step, we're going to take your thumb. You're going to find the middle of your ball. And just watch me first. Everybody watch. You're going to take your thumb, go straight into your hole, into the ball, but don't go all the way through. Just a little bit. We're just trying to make an opening. A little birdhouse. Take your thumb and then find the middle, and then you're holding it in your hand, not in the air. Hold it in your hand so it retains its shape, and then you're gently going to push straight in to the ball of clay, but you're not going all the way back. You're just creating an opening. Okay, the next step, we're going to keep the ball of clay in our hand, but now we're going to start to gently pinch. Not hard. If you pinch hard, it's going to make it get too thin. Remember the cardinal rule. We want to keep our pinch pots no thicker than our thumb, no thinner than our pinky. If it gets too thin, it'll break. So just watch me for 1 second. We have to make it even and thin starting from the back middle all the way up. And so as we're pinching, we're going to start to rotate. It doesn't matter which direction you go, but you're going to start, just watch me real quickly. You're going to pinch gently, and I'm not pushing down that hard, just very gently, and I pinch and then I rotate. Pinch and then rotate. And you want to pay attention to the bottom up here, all the way, the sides, all the way up to the very top of the bowl. And I'm going to keep going all the way around. And you'll notice as I start to rotate and pinch gently, you're not trying to hurt the clay. The clay can't tell you when you're hurting it. It's alive. Okay, so let's stop for 1 second and look right here. So you can see I started pinching. You can see here areas where it might be thinner and the areas where it's getting thicker. So when it's this thin, that's perfect. I don't want to go any thinner than that, right? But some of these areas over here are uneven and thicker. So that's where I'm gonna focus my fingers on those sections, and I want to make them even with that section. That's right there. That's perfect. That's exactly what you guys want, that width. And I want to get that all the way around. So I'm going to gently turn, and I'm going to keep pinching. And I want to keep pinching all the way from the bottom of my bowl. Don't just do it at the edge. You want to go all the way to the inside and pinch and make it even. Take your time. There's no rush. If you mess up, it's okay. You just have to wedge your clay back together and start over. But that's why I said go slow and be gentle. If you guys notice, I'm not pinching it hard. Look how light I'm pinching. Sometimes I don't like to use the word pinch, but that's kind of what we're doing. But usually when I pinch, I'm pinching hard. Like, maybe pinch your friend or give somebody a cow bite. That's probably, I don't know. My sister used to give me it all the time. Pinch. Yes. Yeah. In the 90s, they would call them cow bites. So it's like if you're in the field and a cow comes up behind you and bites you. Yeah. It hurts really bad. Yeah. Basically, they pinch you in a place you don't want to be pinched, and it hurts. I'm gonna walk around and help you if you need help. You can also come up here, but we're going slow. Everybody, please check this part of your bowl all the way to the top. We want to make sure it's even all the way to the top. If it's thick back here, that's okay. You're gonna put your fingers all the way to that back part, and then start gently trying to get it even out. You can even, another technique if you guys watch, put your whole hand. You can use your whole hand. If you keep it flat, you can use that as well. I recommend not doing it in the air like this. Sometimes people do that because it gets all wobbly and warped. If you keep it cradled in your hand, that's going to help you keep it secure. And you're just moving it around, constantly moving it around and testing and making sure that your piece is even as possible. So the next step I'm going to show you, if you turn your bowl to the side, you're going to notice it might not be straight. It might dip in a certain area. So this is a technique that's going to be helpful that we can use all throughout the semester. You're going to turn it face down, and then don't pinch your fingers. Just lightly touch it. You barely have to touch it. So look, when I hold it on either side, it's gonna pick it up, and I'm going to gently tap it down. Gently tap, 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 rotate. Gently tap, tap, rotate. I'm not pushing it down hard like a wedge. I'm not even pushing it. I'm just using my fingers to gently pick it up. Pretend like it's glass. Gently tap, tap. And then now turn it over and look. See how it made everything nice and flat and even, right? And then I can also do a double check and see. I need to focus more on this area. This area is too big. So I'm going to come back with my fingers and start pinching again. Get that even. The other trick I can show you is if you want your bowl to be smaller, you can take your hands and right here on your palms, just gently cradle the outside and start to gently push in a little bit. Evenly, as much as you can. You're like squeezing. And that's going to help make your ball go in a little bit. Okay? Once you get your bowl formed, they're all going to be different shapes and sizes. So if you look at your neighbors and theirs is wider than yours, that's okay. Don't worry about it. That doesn't mean that you did yours wrong. They're going to be various shapes and sizes. So the best way to store your bowl so that this does not collapse is that we're going to keep it face down. And I'm going to show you how to do the base now because you guys are going to put a base on your bowl so it does not rock and roll. You're going to be able to choose how you want to create your base. And I have the extra clay in this plastic. You guys look up here in this plastic bucket anything from here. These are all pre-made for everybody. Only take clay to be used out of this right here, the bucket. Okay? When we do projects like that, I'll have things pre-made so that way it's just easier. Okay, so next step, we're going to put our pinch pot to the side. And now I'm going to make coils for my base. So I did show you before, with our coil, you can do different shapes. You could do squares. You could do triangles. You could do a circle. You could do little balls. You could do like a spiral coil. Somebody did last year. It was really pretty. They did like a spiral coil, like a little snail. Okay? So when I'm gonna show you how to make the base. You're just gonna get a little bit of clay, and you're gonna make a coil. Okay? So remember we talked about making coils. Just gently roll the clay out. Start from the middle, and then fan your hands going out. You don't have to push down that hard either. And we want to get our coil, so like your pinky consistency. If you notice as I'm rolling, I'm not pushing down at all. I just gently lay my hands on top of that clay and I move it back and forth. And just that little bit of weight will help it move. I go in to make my coils even. I do the same thing I did with my pinch pot. I look for areas that are thicker. And if it's thicker, that's where I concentrate my fingers. I stay away from the areas where my clay is thin. Okay? So I have my coil done. So I'm going to show you a couple of different steps. Remember, you can do whatever you think looks the most aesthetically pleasing. And I would always take your bowl first and kind of measure out to see. Like if I wanted to make a circle, see how you can take your coil and you can kind of figure out how big you want it. You can make it small, you can make it big. So you kind of measure on top the dimensions of the coil that you want to use. And then with your needle tool, you're going to cut the section off, okay? So if I'm going to make a circle, and this is where hopefully everybody got their slip. If you didn't get your slip, you can still get it, no big deal. Everybody should have a fork and their bucket. If you don't, we will get a bucket for you. If your slip is, remember, you want to always make sure that your slip is creamy like yogurt or hummus. You don't eat dairy. This is getting a little thick, so we want to get in the practice of maybe putting a little bit of water on that and always stirring it up. So after you get your coil done, this is a circle. Remember, we're going to do scratch and attach. This is the first time we're doing scratch and attach. You can use your needle tool, but I prefer using your fork because your fork has 4 different plastic needles, so it's going to help it get scratched up before. Remember, we want to do this technique, or our piece will just, I'll show you here too, see how it's smooth? Once it dries, it'll just peel right off because it doesn't have that tooth. So just like the zipper you have on your jacket, we're creating a zipper on this part, and then we're going to create a zipper on the base. So after you scratch that, some people like to just, I like to too, just gently, I'm not pushing down, just gently score where I need to. I just scored where the area where my coil is going to be, and now I'm going to come in here and I want to scratch up that surface. And then once I have scratched this surface and this surface, I'm going to get a little bit of slip on my finger. And like I said, this one is it's getting a little thick, so I need to add some water. And then I'm going to attach my piece. I also have to attach these 2 pieces. So you can do that before or after. It doesn't matter. Both work. So once I get that done, attached, I'm going to gently tap with my finger to help make sure I squeeze all the air bubbles out and it's secure. And look, that sucker is not going anywhere. That looks great. So now this would be a style for a round base. You can also take your sculpting tool, and if you want, which I think looks nice, see how you can blend and push those edges down. See how I'm doing that edge? And this will also help make it look really nice and smooth and even. And I just take that, I'm taking that tool, sculpting tool, everybody has them. If you don't, remember, I'll get you one. And then you're going to blend the edges together. You also need to blend the edge on the outside. So watch up there, you guys can see. You're going to take your blending tool and you're gently pushing just that edge together and fusing it together. Very, very nice. So you do it all the way around. You can use your sponge to clean up the edges. I'm going to show you how to make a different shape. So I just tore that one off. So if I want to make a triangle like I did up here, you can cut 3 small coils, or you can just do you can use a round coil like this, and then push it into its shape. So pinch the sides. See? Now I turn my circle into a triangle, and then I would come back here, and I would just attach that. Scratch and attach. Remember, always scratch and attach. And then the final thing I was going to show you, technique I was going to show you, I'm going to smooth all that out, is if I want to add these balls. And this is important because if you add the balls when they are too soft, then when you turn it over, it's going to smash your balls and your, I shouldn't say that. It's going to smash your base, the base ball or whatever, and your piece will be rocky. And that's what happened to this guy right here. So they didn't wait, and the balls got really, really flat, and so it's uneven, it doesn't stay. So I'll show you. So the base, see how it got really smashed? And then it got, yeah. See, look at the difference. So that's why you want to, so the base is the last part. I'm just showing you. You're going to carve, remember, you're going to carve your designs and everything first. Don't put the base on till the very end. Okay? So I'm just showing you now. So to do this, you're going to get a coil, same thickness, and then you want to cut your coil. And remember, I'm recording this, so you can always come back. Then you want to cut your coil, because it's even, right? Cut the first one, then move it up, then take your tool, cut that piece. So I'm making even pieces of my coil, right? So the balls for my base will be even. Okay, so now you can have 3 to 4 balls on the base. I wouldn't do 2, because that's not going to work. You need 3 or 4. Okay? So after you get those cut, then you just roll them together. And then set them aside to dry a little bit so they can get leather hard. But right now it's too soon. I'm just showing you now so we know. Because I don't think you want to put a base on right now. I'm just showing you. But they're too soft, so you. Well, I would carve the inside today, and then closer to the end of the hour, then you could put these on, and then when you store it like this upside down, so that these dry a little bit and they won't smash. Did you guys hear that? You can put your base on today, but I would focus on getting your carving done on the inside and the outside first. There's no rush. It's not due today. So focus on getting your design, and then at the end of the class, you can attach your base, and then when you store it on your board, store it like this anyway, face down, so that the balls won't be smashed. Okay? You guys hear that? All right. So this is just the base to help you get started. Remember, I'm here to help you if you need help at any time. I try to rotate as much as possible, but this also demo is recorded, and I'll upload it, so you can always go back and look at it.